Guys, apologies. For some reason, audio wasn't working in the last video, but you got to move quick on this Golazo. I told everyone to wait. This is the reason why you should wait. 99 rated. On my second channel, what I've done is on my nil guides too. I made a video on the top 10 picks. I can't even spell my own bloody name. Made a top 10 picks over here. So if you want to see the top 10 picks literally in under 3 minutes, go have a look there. But there is so many cards here in contention now. One thing I want to say to you is when you're looking for a card, try to find someone that's got the cam playstyles, okay? So what you could do is, for example, you can select all of these. And this is my top tip. Because let's get rid of the garbage players, right? So you can select all of these, but then you end up getting players that, for example, are CDMs. Now, it's better to have the cam playstyles than the CDM. What I mean by that is, right? So let's say if we go to the Become Immortal Evolution, but so let's say like this one, this is the old Ox, and then these are some of the new cards. These are some of the filters that I put in, and I've excluded the CDMs because I want to find a player here that can fit. And this is the card that I'm going for. You got to move quickly on this card, by the way. He's got 400 coins now, but I posted it on Twitter, and I think people started buying along with me. But some people was trading this card, so buy this card. Don't pay too much for it. Buy it quickly. The reason why I'm going with this card is, look, it's mostly explosive and it has everything that you want. Even if you were to compare this with, for example, Oxlade, and FaZe is probably the better option. But FaZe, you still got to do Tu Eres Mi Idolo twice to get this card. Got bloody adverts running. Anyway, be careful though, because with this one, you got to do Tu Eres Mi Idolo unless you do it this way with Gladiator. So that is the way you can do it, like this. And then what I would say is, look, the reason why I'm probably going to be going for Bic is because, look, they're both very similar. They're identical. It's up to you, right? But Bic is just a bit more easy with Gladiator and Golazo, whereas FaZe, actually, she doesn't use duos at all. Actually, you can use either one of these cards, to be honest. Anyway, the reason why I've gone with here is Bic is he's mostly explosive. Of course, explosive is better. They can both play similar positions, but Bic has got bit better agility and balance and better composure. So for me, I just want that bit better composure. The pace is identical. You could argue Phaser can get to 99 with Tu Eres Mi Idolo. That's something just to bear in mind. So actually, you could actually do something like this and go with 99 pace. It kind of depends which way you want to go, whether you want the 99 shooting or not. It's completely up to you which route you do choose. But what I would say is with this one, either one of these are completely fine. I think she's still, because she's a gold card, it's not like she doesn't have supply, so she's fine. But she is a very, very good card. You can see agility and balance are basically identical. The shooting is all 99. Who cares about the volleys? Let's be real. The defending, she's slightly better at 97 interceptions, but she lacks the defensive awareness. And the slide tackling is irrelevant, so you ignore that one. Me personally speaking, I want someone that's 5'10" as a CDM center mid, as opposed to someone that's 5'5". And I'd rather much prefer the better defensive awareness. So that's something that you could do, because then you can just put a shadow on this card and you're pretty much good to go. This one you can put a shadow on her again, but I'd much rather prefer the higher defensive awareness. In terms of the passing, they're basically identical. Okay, FaZe is just slightly better in certain regions, but who cares about free accuracy with Bic's better. Then it comes to the stamina. The strength on Bic is a bit higher, which really pushes them up, and then she has a 99 aggression. So although she would be my top pick, I think maybe she's just slightly a bit too short. But I think she's definitely still a top tier card. I think with that sprint speed, she's very, very good. Either side, either way that you go, I think there's an argument for both the cards. I talked about Jensen's a very good card. Have a quick look here. Cooney is also a pretty decent card. These are cards that can play both the roles, so cam and CDM. So all of these cards are what I've selected in like my final 20 list. Have a quick look. So let's say for some reason you couldn't get one of those cards. This card can play striker, by the way. People don't know, but this card can actually play striker. That's actually a god tier card for a striker. Any of these cards are fine, but like here, silver's a decent card as well. Saric is very, very good. He's got both versions, both different clubs, Gents, and again, McReach, Bick we put in. And this guy is also arguably a bit better in certain regions, but it depends what you want. Control, explosive, depends if you want the height, and just slightly better physicality, better defense awareness. So you're looking for more for the CDM play, you can go with that one. But I probably want mostly explosive. That's the reason why I've gone over there. If we're going to talk about the players now, so some filters I'm going to put in. So let's say we open up a player. So we're going to go through all the stats individually, and I'm going to make some filters. So we're going to go sprint speed. Now, I'm going to be honest, because a lot of them are taken out, we're going to put 90. Then I'm going to put acceleration at 88. And then the next, so the shooting is going to be all 90. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 93 overall. These are the things you can do. That way we're getting all the top tier cards, getting on the garbage. So we've got the acceleration. You can lower the acceleration if you want. Do you know what? We'll put, although I'd want 88 minimum, that's why, for example, that is the sole reason why Phaser, she just slightly, is it this one? Gladiator. She just slightly misses the filters, what I realized in the other video. And then we're going to put, so agility and balance, I want 85. Balance, I want 85 minimum. I don't care about anything else. I don't care about the reactions. I don't care about, we're going to put at 85. Composure, which is important to me, we're going to put at 88. And then we're going to put ball control at 85. We're going to, there's different dribbling, so we're not going to put dribbling in because I'm confused with the goalkeeper. And then for shooting, we're going to put so height, so we want them under 183, so we're going to put the max at 183. And then what we're going to do is, me personally speaking, custom filters for shooting, we're going to put it greater than 97. That way we get all the 99 shooting players involved in this. Okay, that's that done. Now for interceptions, we'll come back to the defensive one. So for vision, I want 88. For long passing, I want 88. For short passing, I want 88. For curve, we'll just let go. And then for stamina, I want at least 85. Of course, we want much higher. So we have now loads of cards. Now, if we want the defending variations, we can go defensive. From here, we'll go defensive awareness. We'll put that at 88. Interception. These are the most important stats, yeah? 88. So these are the most important stats. And phase might get, but in theory, any of these cards, you can literally just click on any of these cards. Any of these cards will be fine. So literally, if you had no idea what the hell you're looking for and you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, in fact, let's sort this by total in-game stats because that's the most important. Why is it not sorting? Hang on. Sort by total in-game stats, descending. So, for example, someone like this guy here, it's a decent card, 99 finishing almost. It's actually not a bad card, actually. Looking back, the only thing is you can't play Cam, which we'll come back to in a second. We'll come back to this in a second. Anyway, look, so any of these cards will be fine. Now, if you want to find the players that play Cam as well, because most of these cards can play CDM. Now, if you're looking for just a pure CDM, you can get rid of Become Immortal. And do exclude unselected evolutions. And you got some good choices here. I think anyone here would be fine. The thing is, how many of these cards can play Cam as well? Only a few cards. So Hannibal can play Cam. But he's only got the half winger option. Now, most of you guys are not really looking for a CDM, especially at this height. You're not really looking for, this guy looks absolutely insane as well. But most of you guys are not actually looking for a CDM. And that is something that I understand. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this, and we're going to remove this, and we're going to have this. So now, if we find someone that can play the cam positions and that can play CDM as well, so you get a bit of both, then all these players will be fine. That's how Bick got added, Henson. That's why some of these cards, Ritz, Collins, Silver, you're seeing some of these cards again. And because we filtered it that way, that is why some of these cards came to light. So I think it's really, really good. If you wanted to be really choosy, I mean, you can go here to aggression. This is where it's pushing it. Aggression, you can say 80, and then strength, you can put 80. A lot of the women that have those stats naturally. But for example, like here, this one's a bit of a blank canvas, a really nice card as well. But all the pluses, a 95 composure. Who cares about stamina? But again, that's another very good card to consider. Stamina, would want it to be a bit higher, but that's fine. But any of these cards here is fine. It depends on what you want. Like, do you want most explosive? What exactly do you want? But this is something just to consider. So look, any of these will be fine. Any of these filters. I'm not waiting until Wednesday. Probably when I'm going to be in a country. Probably going to be away. Trying to get tickets to Madrid. Let's see if that we get that comes through. But I would say today pull the trigger. Today's where you pull the trigger. Wednesday you can go for it, but I think just pushing it. I think honestly, let's have a quick look. This one expires. Become Immortal expires 11 days. So technically today's Sunday, so we've got 3 days till Wednesday. Technically you could do Wednesday and hope for another evolution, and there could be a chance that an evolution does come out, but you're really pushing it, and you need to have playoffs because you have to go ahead and play champions. So you got to play 5 playoffs, assuming you haven't got them already. So that is pushing it, and I wouldn't recommend Wednesday unless you're a no-lifer and you really know what you're doing. So I would say pull the trigger today. Personally speaking, like, I'm going to go with a card that can play Cam and has all the Cam attacking roles, which I think at this stage of the game is very important, but that can also play the CDM role as well. You could, if you want to, you can get rid of the filter to get rid of the height, like this one here, and I think you should get a few more cards, like so. But I'm keeping the height in, and I want a card that can play CDM. If you just want exclusively a Cam card, there's probably some cards there. But that's why cards like Phaser didn't really make the list, because there's 1 or 2 differences. You know, like if you get rid of the acceleration and stuff, you can do that as well. But that's who I'm probably going to be going with, guys. Any of these cards, if you just close your eyes and choose anyone here, you're practically going to be fine. Try to find a blank canvas. So, for example, some of these cards, they don't have a playstyle plus. So at least you could still choose ping passes and at least one of the playstyle between intercept, quick step, incisive. And that is the reason why I've gone with Bic. So I'd rather, so with Phaser, she's got the 99s with the sprint speed, but I'd rather go with Bic and be able to choose what playstyle plus that I want. And that's the reason why I'm going with Bic. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. See my video on my second channel for more information. Catch you next time. Peace.